let's listen to what
Gotta stop
Robert.
sharing.
Yeah, let's listen to what Robert Kennedy has to say.
1999, CDC was also alarmed by the same thing that you described with the parents. So they decided to do an internal study of their own database, which is called the Vaccine Safety Data Link. It's the medical records, including the vaccination records, of 10 million kids from the 10 biggest HMOs. So it's all the cumulative medical records from all those HMOs, and they're all housed in one place. And they said, let's see if these Mercury vaccines are causing autism. So they looked at one vaccine. They can look at every vaccine record, and then they can look at your medical claims to see if you had seizure disorders or allergies, or if you have an autism diagnosis. They can do a cluster analysis, and they can look for associations. So they looked at the hepatitis B vaccine, which is loaded with mercury, during the first 30 days of life. They looked at kids who got it during the first 30 days. They compared them to kids who did not get it during the first 30 days, who got it later or didn't get it at all. And here's what they found. The relative risk of smoking a pack of cigarettes a day for 20 years and lung cancer is 10. This was 11.35. They knew.
Is that because of thimerosal?
What was causing from thimerosal. This is what the story that got me in.
All right, so I think that's whew. That's a I don't even know what to say about that whole story with the vaccines, man.
Have you ever looked into the studies on that, on the thimerosal specifically?
No, I haven't. Do you have any information on that?
Yes, sir. So, we're talking about different compounds that have mercury in it, and setting aside complicated names, I'm just going to use thimerosal because it's already been used here. But they used one form of mercury in the older vaccines, and it's called they use it for two different reasons. They say it's a preservative, which it is, but not effectively at the concentrations that we use, really. But it's also an adjuvant, which means it irritates the immune systems to sort of like prime it to react to the rest of the stuff in the vaccine, right? But the thing with the mercury is they were finding that kids were having mercury in their urine and stool samples after vaccines. So they're like, we got to do something about this, blah, blah, blah. And this is a while back. They were still getting sued successfully. So they switched up the form of mercury that they use to thimerosal. And it's basically like a cyclohexane ring with some mercury attached to it. And I think like a double bonded oxygen on the other side. But this form of mercury, they were not finding in the urine and the stool samples of the monkeys that they were testing it on, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they passed it. They're like, okay, it's safe now, blah, blah, blah. But it turns out that they dissected those monkeys' brains, and they found the thimerosal in the brain. So it wasn't being processed at all. It was staying in the body, and it was accumulating in the brain. And there's another video that's going around. I might be able to find it if I spend a couple minutes digging, but talking about how metal intoxication, thimerosal intoxication, is widely known to cause symptoms that are indistinguishable from what we would today call autism.
So at least this theory is saying that we are essentially branding like a poisoning as something called autism.
Yes. In the same way that we branded a poisoning way back in the day of pesticides as polio. Yeah.